Hi guys, welcome back. I want to take a deep dive into England, the champions of the Six Nations this year. How good are they? Where are they weak? Where are they strong? I just want to have a real look at the depth and are there any hidden weaknesses there? So looking at front row for England, it's an area of strength at the moment. There's plenty of depth. You're looking at loose head, you've got Mako, Genge, Barno, Marla's still in the mix, all very strong props. Hookers, I think, are quality. Jamie George and Cowan Dickey are outstanding. Both of them may well go on the British and Irish Lions tour. And then at loose head, I think Sinclair, Will Stewart's really impressed me. Big Williams from Exeter is always very good as well. So you can mix and match between those guys, and I think you're always going to have a strong front row. So that's no problem for the present or the future. The second row does need a bit of attention. Cruz is obviously gone now, not available. Laws is getting a bit older, Launchby's getting a bit older. I think the pairing of a Toje and Johnny Hill is 100% the way forward. Both in their mid-20s, both highly athletic, physical, and they complement each other very well. That's fine, but then who's going to be the new guys to go with them? Going forward, is it going to be Ribbons? Is it going to be Moon? Maybe it's going to be Kapoku, I don't know. There's a few other guys involved there. So they definitely need to decide that. It's been an area of strength for England. It still is, but it's going to need some attention if it's going to continue to be. Okay, looking at the back row, young flankers finally are not a problem. It certainly was a problem ever since 2003. There's been very few high quality flankers in England. I don't know why. All of a sudden there's an absolute dearth of them all over the place. You've got Tom and Ben Curry. Remember, Ben Curry is playing great. He's got a few injuries. Then you've got Underhill, Jack Willis and Ben Earl. I think those are the guys at the moment who are absolute class. There are more guys around, of course, but I think it's going to be two of them. Maybe Ted Hill as well I'd put in that bracket. So plenty to choose from. So that's good. Number 8 is a bit of a sticking point. Plenty are saying Billy doesn't deserve his spot. I don't know. I think maybe he does just. But he's certainly not out and out the best player there. He's a good ball carrier. He's a good handler. He's not that quick. He's not overly athletic. So a player like Ben Earl could step in. Sam Simmons could step in if he's picked. Don Brandt could take over the big guy's role with a bit more youth and pace. So there's a lot of pressure on Billy. It'll be interesting to see Billy as an impact sub as well. That would be a big call if he's fit not to start him. So very interesting to see the future of number 8. Some big decisions to be made there. Scrum half is always a bone of contention with England. Ben Youngs has got 100 caps. You don't get 100 caps by not being a good scrum half. He's not a perfect scrum half, but he's certainly been the best for a while. However, there's real pressure on him now. I think Robson, Spencer and then the younger Mitchell are the guys queuing up behind him. If any of them get a look in, we'll see, but I think they're going to have to start giving these guys game time, serious game time, because Ben Youngs isn't going to go on forever, and I think maybe someone like Spencer, Robson or Mitchell could actually end up being slightly better than Ben Youngs, but, you know, Youngs has been there for so long, these guys haven't had the chance, so certainly not Youngs' fault, but of course they've got to start getting these guys in. At 10, well, Ford and Farrell have been the main men for a long time, but there's finally some really good pressure on them from Jacob Umaga, Marcus Smith, Joe Simmons. It's going to be a hell of a job breaking in to Ford and Farrell, but they've just got to keep chipping away. And at some point, Eddie Jones has to make a decision. When are these youngsters good enough to take their spot, or certainly take the bench spot or whatever it is, or if Farrell goes to 12? Interesting. Talking of 12, this is their big problem. There are really no established good 12s at international level, with no Tuolangi, no Farrell, who's a 10, who I really don't think should play there anyway. I think they've got to start playing Lawrence and Cameron Redpath. I think they're the only two for me that look like they could go up to international level. They're a bit young, but they're going to need to be given time and allowed to make mistakes. I really hope those guys get game time. If they don't, I think we're opening up a big problem come the next World Cup. 13s isn't a problem. Slade at the moment is the best, but there's plenty of those, so that's not the issue. It's 12. And the back three at the moment are fine. with May, Watson, Daly and Noel, but they're going to have to start blooding these youngsters. Thokanasiga is going to have to work on lots of parts of his game, but he's got the potential to be amazing. Thorley at the moment, maybe he's a bit of a kind of a wind-up tank where you just wind him up and off he goes. Maybe he needs a bit more subtlety. The guy I would get in straight away is 100% Max Malins. Incredibly skillful, very versatile, very quick, very clever. So they're going to have to start slowly evolving their back three. So certain areas of strength for England, some areas they need to work on, but if they get working on them now, I think they're going to be fine. If they start neglecting areas, some of these areas of weakness could come back to bite them. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of my assessment of the England team, and I will catch you next time.